Hello out there. We're going to cook in the Dragon Oven a piece of bison. First, we're going to brown it on our TEG fan stove, a very intense fan stove. And so let's go ahead and brown this up. So we're gonna grab our finned wok right here and get it heated up. The fins are gonna transfer heat into the wok very efficiently, so this is gonna be very, very hot. We just lit the TEG stove with a little bit of debris, and away it goes. So it's a very intense stove. And I'm just gonna simply take some vegetable oil. I usually use a lot of olive oil, but with very high temperatures, you're better off with a corn oil, a peanut oil. All I could find in my cupboard today was some canola oil, so we'll go ahead and use that. And I'm gonna pour the oil in. We'll brown it. I have a clay pot over here, and we'll put the bison in the clay pot. So this pizza oven is not just for bread and pizza, but we're also going to go low and slow. We've had the oven going now for a few minutes. We're using very little bit of fuel, so about every 2 hours I can just add one little stick, because for real texture and flavor we want to go low and slow is what we're trying to accomplish here. So we're going to use minimal fuel and keep the oven at a lower steady state. For me, we're also, to keep the temperature down, is we're going to add a water bath pan to stay cold. So this is a Fat Daddy-O 18-inch square water bath pan I'm going to stick in the oven. So I'll be back with you momentarily. Now we have our bison going on a very, very hot wok. And you can see with our finned wok how intense this flame is. Our SilverFire TEG fan stove's just too much fun. Okay, so we have added some chicken stock. We have the roux from the oil that we browned the bison in the clay pot, and we're right about 250, 275 degrees. We have our cold water bath in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the clay pot, and this is going to take about 3 hours to cook, because we want to go low and slow and use minimal fuel. We have just a little bit of fuel in there, and so that's going to hold at a steady state and burn for hours. So here we are with the Dragon Oven. We still have a nice bed of coals in the oven, and we've been adding about every 2 hours or so, or another stick or so. You're not going to go away. You're going to monitor the stove. We simply just throw in another stick, and on the hot bed of coals, if you want, you can add a little more air. Turn it to the left, open the primary dampener if you want, open the drawer for a little more primary air, and you can see that stick immediately catch fire in there. Or we can turn it down, close up the secondary burn, and let's go ahead and take the clay pot lid off again. And I'm going to check my temperature of the bison, and we're at about 194 degrees. So you can see we have our water bath here. The water hasn't completely evaporated. It helped hold the temperature down, and we used ultra minimal fuel this entire cooking, as you would do with any briskets, rumps, or roasts. And if we hadn't been using a clay pot and we wanted more distinct wood flavors, we could have put bourbon flavored chips in here, pecan, apple, whatever your preference is, and lit them with the second chimney here, our wood flavored smoking port, for if we really wanted to infuse gourmet flavors in there. So let's go ahead and take this clay pot out. Okay, so I'm going to grab my tongs, and I'm going to remove the meat thermometer out of the bison. And now let's take our foil to make a nice little tent because we're going to want this bison to rest for a little while before we cut it up. Thank you for your interest with the SilverFire Dragon, an amazing oven for pizza, breads, sourdough bread, cornbread, regular breads, meats, brisket, rumps, roasts, smoking, whatever you want to do with minimal fuel and minimal emissions and 4 levels of combustion. Thanks folks, bye now.